This hair is not helping. This banging headache. Oh my god, man. I really wanted to come on and make a really funny video talking nonsense about parenthood, but I'm just not feeling very funny. The 1-year-old has decided that sleep is something best reserved for during the day when he wants to nap. So I don't know what night we're on of no sleep, like 4 or 5, I don't know. He's decided that he would get up between the hours of midnight and 2 and just scream the whole house down for whatever reason that is. Most likely he's going through a sleep regression, which I used to think weren't even a thing. What an idiot that was. So when I googled it, I was like, why is this 1-year-old turned into an absolute beast? There's a 12-month sleep regression, and I thought, that'll be that, great. And then it says 2 weeks, and I says, I'll not be doing that for 2 weeks. When I don't get sleep, probably like every other person on the planet, I turn into a bit of a monster. Monster's probably a nice term when I get a few hours sleep, but when I'm on day like 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, I've no sleep, then it really starts to impact me. I didn't know that sleep deprivation was a term, let alone a thing, and I've got 2 kids. So I went through it the first time, and it makes total sense now. I'm like, of course I got postnatal depression when I didn't sleep. Like, it makes total sense. But now I'm learning about it. I'm more aware of what's happening. Do you know what I mean? I'm more aware of myself and motherhood. And people say that it's used as a form of torture. I've not actually checked that, but I'm gonna say that's true. I can see why you'd use that as torture, and then maybe give them a 1-year-old. That's extreme torture, that is. So when I don't get any sleep, or really sporadic, an hour here, an hour there, for nights on end, weeks on end, my whole mental health changes. Like, my whole, who I feel as a person changes. Usually I'm not happy in the morning. I'm not a morning person by anybody's stretch. Hate it. I wake up and go, how is it morning? Again. The same way my daughter wakes up and goes, why didn't you go to school? Again. I'm like, because you do. When I wake up in the morning, as much as it pains me, I can usually get over it, and I'm fine, and I have a cup of tea, and I pretend I'm speaking to my kids when I'm actually on social media, like chatting to my pals, the usual mum stuff. But when I don't get sleep, I'm angry. Like, that's the only word I can describe, is like, I'm angry. As soon as I open my eyes, I'm angry. Everybody's annoying me. I'm so frustrated. Like, with just normal things that didn't annoy me the day before. I mean, kids are really annoying. They constantly want you all the time. They are glued to your arse all the time. And if they're not glued to your arse, they're sitting beside you and their wee feet like constantly touch you. And you're just like, that's really annoying. Stop it. Kids are just annoying. But usually in a day where I've had some sleep, I can deal with it. They don't annoy me. But in those days and weeks where the sleep deprivation is really kicking in, I don't want to be touched. I get really frustrated and angry, like irrationally so. You could do something, it could be something so simple as having to repeat yourself, and I will flip my lid, and it just escalates. And it's usually when the kids try to get dressed or something, and she's just taken about 4 years to put toothpaste on her toothbrush, and I'll have to repeat, and I'll have to keep reminding her. And I know she's a child, and she's probably thinking of Minecraft or God knows what. She's away in a dream, I get it. But and it's those days when I've had no sleep, there's no logic whatsoever. I'm like, I've told you, get it done, do not make me repeat myself. And I just kind of really flip out and shout and, be that verbally aggressive and abusive person. I mean, I'm not calling names or such, it's just your tone and your attitude. Nobody likes being spoke to like a piece of shit, let's be honest. I know that I'm being mean and I know I'm being wrong. It's like you can't help it. You just, you see red and you're just like, I have told you to get those socks on. Like, do not make me repeat myself, because I just can't, I can't deal. I can't mentally cope with having to mental load another human to get ready for their day. And it doesn't even need to be a day that we're doing something. It can be when Jess has gone to school and I'm left with Ben, the 1-year-old. And he's either climbing on me because he's tired, because he's been screaming for 3 hours the night before. That'll make you tired, Ben. That feeling of being needed all the time. And when I'm sleep deprived and I've got that rage or that anger or frustration about me, I just can't deal. I just can't deal. That's the only word for it. And you feel so bad. And then you feel really upset that you're being this, horrible person, because you're the mum and you're meant to love being with your kids and you're meant to be able to handle it. Sleep deprivation is part of parenthood, you're meant to just be able to deal with it. But people joke about sleep deprivation and, oh, I'm so tired, and people use it like it's like a tit swinging contest, like, oh, I only get 2 hours sleep, like, fucking good for you, Kathy. But it's a real thing, like, it's a real something that can really impact you for the whole time it's happening in your mental health. Like, I do think I got postnatal depression because of lack of sleep, with other things, but I do think that was the biggest factor, because when we had the second baby, like, it was so important that I got sleep, and that was like the number one thing. Dave will take the baby, I'll go for naps, I get to sleep in. Obviously I did all the night feeding because I was breastfeeding and all that stuff, but sleep was like so important. It's changed from the thing where you go, oh, you can get a lie in, to, oh, you need sleep. It's not a luxury to sleep, you need sleep, or you will go mental. A lot of people don't realise how important it is, and you just kind of presume that you're being a snappy, angry bitch because you're a snappy, angry bitch, when in reality, you've probably had a total of 10 hours sleep in about a month. Like, it can be that bad, especially with a sleep regression. I thought of the 8-month sleep regression, I was going to die. I couldn't take it. Oh my goodness, it was awful. Because you don't know when it's going to end, and you dread going to bed every night because you're just listening for that noise, that wee cry, and you think, oh, just give him the dummy, and then you give him the dummy and you can tell straight away if he's going back down or not. And you shut the door and you're just like, knew it, actually knew it, here we go. And if you've got a baby like mine who doesn't really want to be hugged, doesn't want to really be rocked, he doesn't come into my bed and just go to sleep. He comes into my bed and starts a rave and like starts punching your face, and then you just get more and more raging. You just get more and more angry. I just get more, I have to put him back. I'm like, that's my limit. We're done. Even if he's crying, I have to put him back in his cot and be like, we can no longer be together, because I get so irrationally angry. And I think a lot of people are scared to say that they get angry around their baby, because people misconstrue it as like, you're going to hurt your baby, or you're going to shake your baby, or you're going to hit them or something. Like, I do get frustrated, but there's never a point where I've like wanted to hit him or yeet him out the window, even though I joke about it and say I'm going to put him in the bin. I've actually never done it, shockingly. But I think a lot of people presume if you say you're angry that you're aggressive, or that you're going to cause some harm. And I don't think that's always true. And I think that's why a lot of people just say, I'm not going to say it. Just can't function in the sporadic sleep that kids give you. I just want to eat. I don't want to do anything. I want to lie on the sofa. I would like to sleep, but I can't sleep, because apparently this is new for me. When I don't sleep, I get insomnia. So even though I'm so tired and I'm running on, like, I'm not even fumes anymore, I don't even know what I'm running on, still can't sleep. Still go to bed and I'm tossing and turning, because part of it is that I'm just like wired to the moon. Like, you bypass sleep and tired and you go into this other realm of like neurotic person where you're just like wired. I could probably run a marathon during the night. Like, you just can't sleep. There's just no chill. There's just no zen in this vicinity, and it's really stressful. And then you're lying there trying to get your zen, and you're trying to like, I focus on my breathing and trying to drift away, and in every move and every noise you're like, that's that baby, that's that baby, oh, here we go, here we go. That's not the most zen way to fall asleep, is it? Dealing with sleep deprivation, and because I'm so aware of my mental health and who I can become when I get mentally ill or when I get stressed, it doesn't mean I get lack of sleep, I'm automatically depressed. It means I feel like there's stages within me at least where it's like sleep deprived, a wee bit crazy, oh, a wee bit angry, oh, a wee bit frustrated. All right, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to intrusive thoughts, and then when the intrusive thought comes in, we're definitely going to depression town. Because when I get angry, the intrusive thoughts seem to like pour in via the resentment door. Because you do get annoyed at your partner sitting beside you snoring, even though he's been up, even though he works, even though you know that his grass isn't more greener than yours, even though you know all this, you still get really annoyed when you're trying to fall asleep and he snores. There's still resentment there, it's still those negative thoughts coming in that are then a gateway straight to depression, straight to absolute crazy cow town. So I just don't feel like doing anything really productive the day, and that makes me annoyed because I want to do something productive, but I just can't bring myself to want to be with people, let alone do anything productive. And I know I've got a whole day of being a mom, and there's constantly someone with you if you're a mom, especially in a pandemic when you can't get rid of them. The lack of sleep kind of hit its peak yesterday when I just broke down in tears in the morning because I was woke up. I slept on the sofa, actually my bed, and because I had to leave the upstairs. I couldn't, Ben wasn't going back to sleep. He was just screaming and moaning for you. We were in there, we were rocking him, we were giving him his dummy. I wasn't bringing him into our bedroom, because when we bring him into the bedroom, he just wriggles and he fights and he kicks and he wants to play, and it's just not productive for anyone. So, and he wants to sleep. He's getting more and more annoyed as time goes on. He's not sleeping because he gets more and more angry, like his mom. So I slept on the sofa, and then obviously everyone gets up for school and stuff at 7:30, 8, and I was woken up, and I just couldn't face another day of being a mum. I just didn't want to be a mum that day, and I know days like that happen, and that was one of those days. And I kind of held it in until Jess went to school, and then when she went to school, Ben was climbing on me. He was moaning at me. He wanted a nap and he was moaning at me, and I just kind of broke. I just broke down and started crying. That really ugly cry that people do, that wailing stuff where you just let it out. You just let it all pour out you. Just look a wee bit mental, but it all comes out. And I knew I would feel better after I cried. My partner was like, "Why are you crying?" And I just really wanted to scream that I just wanted everyone to fuck off. I just really wanted to scream, "Leave me alone." That's the feeling I get. I'm just like, leave me alone. I've had enough. Just leave me alone. I want to do stuff that I want to do. I want to sleep. I felt awful because I hadn't washed my hair and stuff, but I didn't want to go and wash my hair because I only get a limited time when he's napping. I take him and he watches me shower, and he's usually shouting at me and banging, and you need to entertain him while you're showering. It's not like you just get to have a nice shower and drift away in your thoughts. You're like washing your hair or watching a kid. I just didn't want to do it. I just felt really crap yesterday and just had a good cry. And then he went for a nap and I went for a shower and I felt a bit better. But I still didn't want to be with him the whole day. I still didn't want to, I was still really angry and really quick to flip out. I just really hate that part of parenthood where you just don't get sleep and you don't feel like yourself. And you feel like the world's crumbling and all over your shoulders and you just want a break. I just want to drink a cup of tea that's hot. I just want a coffee. I just want to be left alone. At least I know that sleep deprivation is a thing, and I can see the difference when I get sleep and when I don't get sleep. It's like black and white, honestly. It's so different. Your outlook and everything changes. Like everything about you just changes when you don't get any sleep. So I'm hoping that this 12-month sleep regression passes quicker than the 8-month, please. And then I'll need you to just Google and see when the next one is and get prepared for a mental breakdown then. Probably put it in my diary schedule actual breakdown Tuesday, whatever. I don't know what it is. It's just hard, man. Do not recommend children. So, you know, if you're feeling like a bit of a monster and you've got children or child, I mean, it doesn't take more than one to break a camel's back, does it? If you've got these little beasts around you and you're thinking that you're feeling a bit of a savage, you probably need a good nap. I think we should all join up and have group naps. Take it in tandem to watch the children while the rest of us nap. I'm not going first because I'm going for a nap.